I be sparking and rushing mad like inside the dark. Call me Bill Snatcher, just a brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a gauntlet and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my sacred.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga, in particular chapter 69. And today we gotta discuss Boruto Uzumaki and why Boruto's next battle ending in failure is needed for the story moving forward. Right now, the stakes are at an all-time high. Code is torturing Amato in an attempt to have his limiters removed. Ada has been asked by Shikamaru to join Konoha, and right now, Boruto is headed to the battlefield with Sasuke at his side with the intent to take down Code once and for all. However, here's the huge problem. Right now, Boruto, if he shows up, he's in a funky situation. Delta has been placed under Ada's control via her ability to control hearts, which means that even though the Delta that we currently see appears to be stronger than the Delta that fought against that suppressed 6-pass Chakra Mode Naruto, she still can't do anything in battle. Assuming that Ada turns down Shikamaru's request, we got ourselves a huge problem here. If Boruto pulls up with Sasuke in tow, the moment that Sasuke makes eye contact with Ada, Sasuke's fighting spirit towards her is going to go down and he's not going to be able to attack her. While Amato did say it affects people in different ways, the fact that Sasuke's heart would be under her spell, and the same if Naruto pulls up, that's a huge issue. This means that Boruto will be forced to fight against Code on his own, which isn't going to end well at all. While Boruto did say that he feels like something has changed since he came back from the dead, that he doesn't need Amato's spells to suppress Momoshiki's influence, the issue is that we don't have confirmation that Boruto is able to fully draw out Momoshiki's 100% power and do so consciously. He's been shown being able to activate karma with no issues. He's been shown tapping into more of the true essence of karma, but there was a clear difference in power between that and what Momoshiki did when he hijacked Boruto's body. There within lies the problem. We've already seen what Boruto can do against the current version of Code, and if he's fighting alone and he doesn't have the backup because Sasuke's under Ada's control and Delta can't fight, you got a huge problem because Boruto needs backup. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over but expecting a different result. Boruto attacking Code right now alone and expecting to win would be similar to me, say, uploading daily Naruto videos on this channel 7 days a week, but adding video essays of One Piece and Black Clover, My Hero Academia, and Chainsaw Man to Naruto Explained on top of what you already get. So 7 Naruto videos, then 4 additional videos talking about other anime. While it's something I'm curious about trying here on this channel, the reason why I've held off is because I know that there's a chance that those of you guys who support me might turn away from this channel. It's a risk, and it's one that causes me to pause. And it's the same case for Boruto. It's a risk that he doesn't need to logically take alone, which is why I think Boruto should fail. Here's why. Right now, Boruto has taken real steps towards being the one who's going to inherit Sasuke's will as Shadow Hokage, steps that are definitely needed. He's proven that he's willing to cross that moral line and give his life for the sake of the village. He's willing to embrace that dark power of Momoshiki inside of him for the sake of the village. However, as he is right now in a rematch against Code, he can't win. Having intel on your enemy, that's one thing, especially if you're someone as smart as Boruto. It can be the difference between victory and defeat. However, when a gap in power is too high, there's only so much intel you can do before you need a perfect world scenario in order to ensure a victory. Having Code get his limiters removed and do battle with Boruto is needed for the story. It's a reality check for Boruto that even if he fully tapped into Momoshiki's power, he can't defeat Code right now. It would show that for as strong as his resolve currently is, resolve alone isn't enough to overcome someone with power like Code who has limiters removed. If this happens, that's going to be power that goes beyond that of Jigen. Having Boruto witness his mentor Sasuke and his father Naruto be unable to lift a finger because of Ada, potentially see Code demolish either of them in a battle, and have Boruto fall in battle against Code, it's going to be something that lights a fire under Boruto and continues what Masashi Kishimoto has begun to do with this new generation since taking back over the story's writing. Sarada and Mitsuki, they both have clearly defined goals that they've acknowledged: to be strong enough to fight against Otsutsuki so they can be of use to Boruto, It came as a direct response to them knowing that Boruto was in harm's way and that they were too weak to even be thought of to accompany Shikamaru and Naruto when they went after Boruto. They know Boruto's life is in danger, but there's nothing that they can do as they currently are. Both characters now have clearly defined benchmarks for power. Now we need the same thing for Boruto. It's one thing to say, I want to be the Shadow Hokage. I want to be strong enough to protect my friends. I want to be strong enough to help my friends achieve their goals. That narrative is why I said a few times Boruto reminds me of Ichigo from Bleach in very subtle ways in that aspect. It's another thing to have Boruto be pushed into that role because he sees firsthand that the two current protectors of the village, Naruto and Sasuke, that for as big of legends as they are, they can't protect the village anymore. You might say, wait, Boruto saw what Ishiki did. He saw that firsthand, and I'll say you're wrong, and I'm going to explain to you why that's not the correct stance to take. In the Ishiki battle, Boruto did see Naruto and Sasuke get dog walked. That's one of the most disrespectful battles that you have in the entire Naruto franchise. However, there was still hope in that battle because when all seemed hopeless, Naruto pulled Baryon mode out of his ass and he managed to wear down Ishiki enough to where they had a chance for victory. However, here's the thing. There is no more Rinnegan power-up. There is no more Baryon mode for Naruto to use. The only hope that exists is in the form of Boruto. Boruto has to make his own luck. It's time for the boy to be forced down the path where he has to become a man. But in order to do that, he needs to see his two idols' limitations be put on display. He needs to try and fail to defeat Code at his peak. That way, when he begins his next training arc, the benchmark is set clearly. Code is at a power that he's seeking to surpass, and should something happen to cause Kawaki to defect, Kawaki wielding 80% of Ishiki's power is going to be that benchmark for Boruto to surpass as well. Now, the only real question out of all this is if Boruto loses the battle, what's going to stop Code from feeding him into the Ten Tails? And that's the million-dollar question. Does something happen after that moment that forces Code to retreat? It's possible. We've had quite a few plot twists since Kishimoto's taken over the story. However, whatever it is, it will complete Boruto and Team 7's benchmarks as they gain more power during the events of their time skip. Just as Naruto knew that he had to fight against the Akatsuki, a group of Kage plus level fighters, Team 7 knows that they have to ascend to levels beyond that of the current Kage. Unlike the 4 Kage who fought alongside Sasuke to rescue Naruto from Momoshiki and Kinshiki, they don't have the luxury of having somebody like Sasuke who can take them as a collective and elevate them to the point where they have a fighting chance against Otsutsuki level threats. They have to be each other's own Sasuke. They have to go into their training with the mentality that for them, their Baryon mode is going to be the fruits of their own labor by powering their own base levels up. That means building their base levels up to the point where in base, they're strong enough to defeat Kara Inners, in particular defeat Kara Inners like Delta. That way, any other advancements in power that they gain gives them a fighting chance against Otsutsuki. For Mitsuki, that means having Sage transformation that's maxed out that doesn't destroy his body. That way, when he taps into that Sage transformation power, it just adds to a base that is already above somebody like Delta. For Sarada, it means that chakra amp that comes from getting a potential Mangekyo would push a base power level for time skip Sarada that starts at Delta's level. When you add the Mangekyo power amp, Sarada gets incredibly more powerful. For Boruto, it means having mastery of Momoshiki's power so that when he activates his karma, it stacks that Otsutsuki power up on top of a base that's greater than Delta, who is strong enough to fight against suppressed 6-pass chakra mode Naruto. It's an insane benchmark, but that's the pro and con of a shonen time skip where power cliffing takes place, especially when you have a series like Boruto where the power levels are already so high for the antagonist. The power cliff is gonna be absolutely insane. It's a lot like how someone as weak as Yamcha can power up over 3 years to a power level where he's mistaken for Goku by Dr. Gero, and how somebody like Piccolo can get stronger than a Super Saiyan Goku that we saw on Namek because 3 years of training pushed them past their limits. It's how Dr. Gero was able to make Super Saiyan killers out of normal humans because there was a need, and he took that time to enhance normal humans' bodies to power levels beyond that of Super Saiyans. He had data, he had a clear benchmark. Goku can use Kaioken, he can power up to this point. Let me predict what his maximum can be and I'll start my data there. And he went there. And I think you're gonna see the same thing with Boruto in his generation as well. However, what I wanna know from you guys is, Do you guys agree with me that Boruto needs to lose in battle against Code? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.